Okay, so today we're going to look at network devices. So we're going to understand the use of the common network devices. So you're going to understand, as I said, the common network devices, the role of each of them, and then you're going to investigate the use of Bluetooth and Wi-Fi in a network. So let's look at some key terms first. So network, this is a common standard of wiring and signaling to a local area network. So as you can see, there's the Ethernet cable there, and that's one of the wires used for the signaling. Then you've got Ethernet, the most common standards defining the wiring and the signal in a LAN. And then you have Wi-Fi. Okay, so this is the wireless network technology that allows communication via radio waves to connect devices to a local area network, which then can allow them to connect to the internet. So let's first take a look at the network interface card. Now, every device has to have some form of network interface card. Otherwise, that device cannot communicate with another device. Now, generally, these cards are recognized, for example, if you take a look here and here, you can see that there's actually a plug for an Ethernet cable, okay, which then communicates to the rest of the circuit on the board. So then these would be recognized if you take a look at the back of the computer, you'll be able to see those ports. Right, so all computers, as I said, need one of these devices to be able to, well, connect to a network. If they don't, they can't connect. Then network cards are required in every machine, and they allow the signal from the network to be transmitted. Excuse the noise out there, sorry if you can hear it. It's passing now. They allow the signal from the network to be transmitted to the machine. The needs can be fixed via a cable or an infrared or a radio wave. So obviously then wireless would use like microwaves. So networking interface cards will slot into the motherboard. Now hubs, these, I think last time I looked, these were pretty much obsolete, okay? They're probably used in smaller networks, but most of the time it's switches that are used, and I'll discuss the reasons why. So every network has to have a central point where all the signals for the individual clients are sent. Okay, so the client would be, you know, the desktop computer that's in front of you. So the computers that would actually connect to hubs and switches are desktop computers. Laptops can, but laptops would use a wireless signal. Okay, so hubs and switches are needed, or switches rather, but I think most commonly what's used are switches because they're faster. Now, the cables from the computers on a network are all plugged into the hub, okay? And then from there, switches which look similar, but they treat the signals differently, then they're connected to the server. So the role of the hub is to broadcast the data to all of the connected devices of another client, and if it wishes to do so, then the teacher who wants to display, say, their screen onto the student screen, then this would all go signaled through the hub, okay? Switches, so as you can already see, switches have far more ports, okay, and computers are far more commonplace. Now, the problem is with a hub is that they can create a lot of network traffic, okay? But the switches can handle the messages much more efficiently. So switches will inspect the address prior to sending the message and then send it directly to, you know, wherever it's supposed to go. And whereas the hubs don't really tend to do that. And so if I think back to a long time ago, like when I was at college or when I was at school, and they probably would have used hubs, the networks were slower. But now networks can work very efficiently and a lot quicker. So a switch will reduce the number of data packets that are needlessly transmitted around, therefore reducing traffic and making the network simply work quicker. So the next one we've got is a bridge. So the bridge will join two networks together. As far as the data packets are concerned, it just looks like one large network, okay? So you may have a large building and with a lot of computers, So maybe one side of the building, you're going to have the computers there all plugged into the switch. Then another side of the building, there's going to be computers there all plugged into a switch. And then you use the bridges to join them. Okay, but as far as the data packets are concerned, it's all one network. There's absolutely no problem at all. So a bridge can only connect the networks that use the same protocols for handling messages. Obviously, they have to have something in common. But as I said, most of the time, this will certainly be the case. You won't have, you know, on one building, say, one type of network, and on the building another. Now, modems. So this is a device used to convert digital data to analog data, and it's transmitted over a telephone network. So this would be modulation. Then they convert the analog data back to digital data, and a computer is receiving the data from the telephone network. So this is called demodulation. So this is why it's the modem. Now, the reason for this is that the telephone system was originally designed for human voice only. Okay, so it would be continuous signals. But obviously that's not the case anymore, because the telephone, well, yeah, they was originally, you know, obviously designed for the human voice, but now, you know, with different cables such as fiber optic fitted, it works differently. Okay, so what you're going to do is you are going to do an investigation into Bluetooth. So complete the worksheet discussing Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connections. You will find it directly under this video if you go into the description, or on Google Classrooms, it's available to download there. Okay, so the very best of luck to you.